I'm Aurora Newton,
And I'm Angie Bailey.
and this is Ask the A Team. And today we are going to talk about kindness. And we may have talked about this before, but recently I had an incident. Hopefully, you didn't see my video, or maybe you did, my rant on Facebook. And she's like, I saw it. I was so upset. I was shopping Wednesday before Black Friday, and I was standing in line, and I had been standing there for probably 35 minutes waiting. There was only one girl, and she was, the poor thing, she was so frazzled because there were so many people there. And there was a couple that walked up. And if you already saw this, sorry, but I'm going to tell it in a more calm way. There was a couple that walked up and got in line, and I happened to look at my clock when they walked up. I don't know why.
You were wearing a clock.
My watch, my clock. Tick tock, tick tock.
Like, yeah, okay.
I love you. Um, and I looked at my watch and just randomly looked at it and just kept standing there. Well, kid you not, it was 7 minutes because I checked it when he started ranting. The man started ranting to another associate walking by, not in that department, about how he'd been waiting a half an hour, and he went on and on. And I like I said, I did this on my rant. But I turned around because we are such advocates, for kindness and to stop bullying, to stop abuse. And let me tell you, if you're standing in line and you're grumbling and you're complaining and you're speaking unkindly,
You're going to be miserable the whole time. It's going to be
you
even longer.
are. It's abusive too. It's abusive
Yeah.
to everyone around you. And the atmosphere that you are creating is toxic. It is just toxic. And you know what? I've done that before in my life, Ange. I've been that person and realized and then had to apologize, which is even worse because you don't know how many people you've affected.
Yeah, you probably will never get a chance to see some of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And they will carry that. Like that legacy and that, intoxication, if you will carry on.
Yeah.
So in this season especially, but always practice kindness. Be kind. And if you're a believer, it's a mandate. We are called to love our enemies and pray for those who persecute us. And that might not be easy, but we're called to that. So I have to tell you, we're taking it up a notch. If I see you being unkind or hear you being unkind or you hear me being unkind, and you're a believer especially, let's hold each other accountable in love. But let's hold each other accountable.
We're supposed to be the salt and the light.
Yeah.
I had an experience, just a quick one yesterday in
Oh,
Trader
no.
Joe's. And I had my kids with me, and, my son, he's 8, he's riding on the front of the cart, and he sees something, I think
Squirrel.
it was ginger snaps or something. And there was an associate there explaining that this was their most popular cookie. And, of course, his radar, most popular cookie, where's that at?
Sugar.
And so he hops off, and there was this other lady coming through there, and she was not a kind person, and she almost ran him over.
Oh.
And almost ran another associate that was stocking some shelves over, and I just looked at her, and she looked at me, and we both knew what was happening. And I was like, some people are just so rude. And she said, "'Tis the season." And isn't that sad? I was like,
yes.
oh my goodness. And then last night I was watching Charlie Brown Christmas with my kids. And, it's like Charlie Brown is like, everybody's being rude. The whole production, the play, and here it is supposed to be about Christmas. And Charlie Brown's against commercialism, right? That's why he gets the little sad tree that he gets. Because all the others are so commercialized and, like, fake looking.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
And I love Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah, it's all about, and like Lucy's being all rude, and everybody's biting everybody's heads off, and everybody's being rude to Charlie Brown, and good grief, and all this stuff. And he goes out, and he's like just barreling through. He's like, I am going to have a good Christmas. He's like
kind.
Skipping through the snow, and he's like, I'm going to go find a great Christmas tree and make everything. And that's how we need to be as believers. We need to be the salt in the life. Be the Charlie Brown. Even though you have those moments of like, good grief. It's like, just remember to come against the status quo.
Yes.
The like, 'tis the season to be rude. No, 'tis the season to celebrate Jesus and who he is. And it really is, the most wonderful time of year. But when
I
you
love
are a
that song.
believer,
It's the most wonderful time.
but you are the salt and the light, and you represent everything that this season is about.
Yes, all the
And so
goodness.
carry that everywhere that you go. And be kind.
Be kind.
You never know. I mean, just like the abusiveness and the unkindness can cause these really negative ripples, we can counteract that and cause really positive ones.
Yeah, you really can. You actually could save a life.
Absolutely.
We might talk about that in our next episode
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. If this has helped you in any way or can help anyone that you know, please like or share, and don't forget to follow Ask the A-Team.
Bye.
Bye-bye.